Welcome to 2015 and the 63rd edition of Highline Online. We have a full show featuring a new way to get college credit while studying at CF, a profile of students having fun while polishing their language skills, and a number of personality profile we completed for our broadcast semester test projects. Let's get to it. It's course registration time, and this first story explores a new opportunity to learn college credit from Hawkeye Community College while exploring career options in nursing. Alec, Hunter, and Colton have the story.
So the class is called Nursing Aid Assistant, and it is a Hawkeye concurrent class. If they go into nursing, they could get some credit for it, but it's a little bit different than some of our other concurrent classes. You don't have to have any prerequisites or anything like that, but it's a class that involves three different sections. There's a lecture section that's done here at the high school, and then they also have to do lab work where they go and do that out at Hawkeye, where they learn how to do certain things in the lab, and then they also get to go on clinicals where they actually go to nursing homes and they work with real live people, clients, using the skills that they learn. So it is an awesome opportunity for anybody who wants to go into nursing and see what it's like to work with people and in a little bit more detailed role.
I took the class because I don't really know what I want to do when I'm older, so it's just just to experience it too.
Well, I took the CNA class because I think I'm interested in nursing, and it's just a good opportunity for senior year to decide maybe what I want to do in my future, and so where I want to go to college. So I'm going to go to Iowa next year for nursing, so I just thought it'd be a great way to go into college, and I can get my CNA, which can be expensive, and it's for free, so I just thought it'd be a great idea to get that done before I start all my nursing and schooling.
My name is Elizabeth Cummings. I am the Nurse Aid Coordinator at Hawkeye Community College. I coordinate all the CNA classes for community, for high schools, and for our non-credit GAMA programs. The Nurse Aid class prepares individuals who are entering healthcare at an entry level. So individuals who are considering a career in healthcare would take the CNA class. You learn how to take care of individuals in a long-term care facility. A lot of people use this as a stepping stone to introduce them into other things such as nursing, respiratory care, med school even. Benefits of taking it in high school would be you already have 3 college credits. Not to mention the pay is really good for somebody that's in high school. You can make anywhere from $8.50 an hour to $15 an hour, depending on where you work. It introduces you to healthcare. Again, it gives you some idea of healthcare is for you and kind of what realm you want to focus in.
Some students might even go in there and decide, oh, this is not what I want to do, but still it's a great opportunity to learn that. And other ones might say, hey, this is exactly what I want to do. This is going to be what I want to work with in the future. So.
This has been Alec Larson,
Hunter Eiselman,
and Colton Peterson,
reporting for the Tiger Highline.
This next story from Sammy shares a fun night about a month ago, back in December, where students were working on building their English skills and employed a fun approach to communication.
Cedar Falls Elementary Schools held a game night for students and parents in the ESL program. The English as a Second Language program was created to help students connect with others who are in a similar situation concerning language barriers at school. The game night gave students in the ESL program a chance to learn American games from people who know their native language. The kids could choose from many games like Guess Who and Old Maid.
We decided to come because the kids really wanted to come, and I thought, it would be fun to meet, other families who are, who have kids that, ESL kids, and, it's important for them to feel, that we are welcome here. So the whole idea is just getting families involved. It's really the family who plays together, learns together. So it's about helping our parents to be teachers too. So the idea came about when we get our parents and family involved. The AEA offers some grant opportunities. So we applied for a grant from them to have this night, and we also applied for a grant to buy some of the games and audio books. Our resource backpack program that we also did through a grant, so we're going to be able to send some of these games home so kids can practice on the weekends with their families. So we're really excited about it.
This is Sammy reporting for the Tiger Highline.
Fox Pop!
Fox Pop.
Well, I got a Twisted Fate. It's right across the street from the music station. The artist was Trevor. I got it on May 31st, which is my birthday. So I just went in on my birthday and got it. What it means to me is it's a symbol of my religion, Christianity, and yeah. It cost me $250, including the tip for the artist.
I got it at State Street Tattoo, and Dylan Hill did it on my birthday, so in September. My middle name is Rose, and there's 4 of them because there's 4 people in my family.
Well, I got my tattoo over spring break last year, and I got it while I was on vacation in Hawaii, and it's on the right side of my ribs, and it says Ohana. And to me, it's one of my favorite movie quotes from Lilo and Stitch, if anyone's seen it. And also because on my right side, family is always by your side, and that's what Ohana means.
I got it at Third Eye Tattoo on 25th Street near College Hill. My sister did it, actually. She's a tattoo artist. It was my first tattoo, and so I wanted it to be something special, done by my sister. And what it means to me, and when I got it on my birthday, October 13th. That's when I started it, but I finished it on November. I don't really like to put meaning into my tattoos, but if it were to mean something, it just, I guess man, that's a hard one. It doesn't mean anything. That's exactly what it means.
I got the one that says Beloved this last September in Charles City, and it just kind of shows my religion of Christianity and how Jesus called us his beloved, and it's used a lot in the Bible, so that's kind of the meaning behind that. And then the one on my wrist is the open heart symbol. My mom and I got that last November, and it's just kind of representing the open hearts that we have towards each other. So, and I got that one in Missouri.
Broadcast students spent the last week before the holiday break working on personality profiles. See what grade you would give us on these results.
That people who got it don't help out the ones that they need to be helping, and the ones that do got it, vice versa.
We got the chance to sit down with a few people who have experienced lives of misfortune. We asked them all the same question. What is happiness to you?
Freedom.
Seeing Jesus in other people's smiles.
Friends, family. No jewels, no money, no cars, just friends and family. Yes.
We then interviewed people throughout the community about their views on happiness.
It's knowing our good Lord. He is our Lord and Savior, and there's a day that we all want to be in heaven together, all around the globe of the earth.
Do what you love with who you love.
Presents.
Do here, serving people. I help others, nothing better than somebody coming back to you and telling you, well, I got what I wanted.
Of course he does.
It's just that I'm here today and that I have a wife that's been with me for 60-some years.
Candy canes.
When I know that I'm able to
make someone's day.
Respect in general. I think that seeing it around the high school, especially, just having others in mind at all times.
When I don't have a lot of really stressful things that need to be done.
I have faith in God and in the fact that He looks after me and my family and brings joy in the world and supports me and friends and family in getting together.
My relationship with God. Being surrounded by people that I love and people that actually want the best for me.
After hearing their responses, we realized that the majority only seem to be thankful for things that pertain to themselves.
You would never know who you may need, or you may be in the same situation sometimes.
It was eye-opening to see how people look over the normalcy of their everyday lives, while the less fortunate take advantage of things we are often oblivious to.
Everyone faces adversity throughout their life, but for this CF alum, how he deals with adversity and his disability is what truly defines him.
I had it before I was born, and found out that I had a stroke when I was in the womb, and I've had it since then.
Although faced with these ailments, George doesn't allow them to get in the way of doing what he loves, managing the UNI football and men's basketball team.
I became a manager back in 7th grade when our 7th grade football coach offered to have me along just as a helper since I couldn't play because of my disability. And after I did it through high school, I got offered a job at the collegiate level at UNI, and I've been fortunate to do it for both football and basketball.
Some days can be harder than others, but that doesn't stop him from coming to work with a positive attitude every day.
Not only in our practices, when we get done practice and I walk through the dome when he's been working with the football team and get a chance to catch him on the sideline and say hi. Such an uplifting personality, such a great outlook on being part of a team. So I've got a lot of admiration for the way in which George has approached all of his things with our program. He's the kind of guy that was able to put a smile on your face, and that says a lot about him.
Throughout his experiences from managing, George has had a positive impact on many people.
He's always full of energy. He's always got something to talk about, whether it's our last game or the football team's last game.
With having a disability, that doesn't ever slow him down. It doesn't ever get in the way of him wanting to help out.
No matter what we ask him to do, he's always willing to jump right in, even though it might not be easy for him. He's always gung-ho about it and never complains.
Along the way, there have been doubters, but that just motivates George to try even harder.
What makes me the most probably to do my best is myself and those around me who think that I can't do a certain task, and it feels good to prove all those people wrong.
George's experiences from being a manager could lead to future job opportunities once he finishes college.
I do see myself in the future pursuing a career in athletics. I'm still kind of searching to see what area that would be, but it certainly probably would be around a sports team, whether it's a coach or in some other field.
At the end of the day, it comes down to one question. What's your excuse? This has been Adam Ehrenholtz reporting for the Tiger Highline Online.
Seven in every 1,000 punts are blocked on average in the NFL. That's a less than 1% chance to block the punt, and an even slimmer chance of returning it for a touchdown. After Adrian Diaz scored on a punt that he blocked, he raised his arms in the air to celebrate the improbable circumstances. But his circumstances aren't improbable because a blocked punt is rare. They are improbable because Adrian Diaz is lucky to be alive.
Hola, me llamo Adrián y esta es mi historia. Well, I was born in Olachito, Honduras, and well, it's a really small town, you know, like really, really small.
Olanchito is a town of 25,000 located in Honduras, which has the highest murder rate in the world, and it is where Diaz caused trouble until he was 8 years old.
Bueno, era...
Yeah, everyone in town knew me. Everyone knew that I was the troublemaker.
Peleaba con todo mundo, hasta con las señoras ya viejitas. Él peleaba con las señoras grandes, le gritaba, las insultaba.
I would cuss out all the adults because I thought that was funny. People thought that was funny, so I would do it all the time.
He ended up getting expelled in the first grade. The door appeared to open in 2005, however, when he got a call from his mom telling him he was moving to the United States to live in Florida with his mom, his 2 sisters, and his new stepdad.
I actually liked him at first. I called him Dad, you know? I actually called him Dad and thought it was going to be a really good relationship. One day my mom told me to empty out the dishwasher. And, you know, being me and being so much, I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it, you know, and I just walked away. And he's like, you're not gonna do what? And he just like looked at me, and I'm not used to like guys screaming at me like in my face, you know. So I was just like, my heart started beating, you know, and I just went to my room and I started cussing. I was like, I just started saying all these things, and then he came up and he just started banging on the door, and I was so scared. I was like holding on to that door so he wouldn't come in, and he was like. He came, he got me out, he grabbed the switch, he grabbed it and he started like whipping me with it. He just wouldn't stop, and then he hit me right here in the eye, and then I started bleeding, and he wouldn't stop until my mom stepped in front of him, and he didn't want to stop, and we were just we were all scared of him. And that's when we started like, no way we're gonna call him Dad, he's not our dad, you know. And that's when we all just started hating him. My older sister and my 2 older sisters, we just didn't like him at all. He would hit my sister, and he was not a good guy, not the guy that we thought he was gonna be.
Unfortunately, the violence was not a one-time thing.
We would all go into our rooms and we just listen, you know. And I was in my room and I heard like a body be pushed against the wall, you know, like, and I was like, what's going on? So, you know, I opened the door and then I saw him holding my mom like this against the wall. So I ran to the kitchen, I grabbed the knife, I opened the door, and I don't think he let her go right away, so I went like this to like scare him so he would let her go, and you know, he jumped and let her go. And then he's like, put the knife down, and I put it down, and then he's like, next time you do that, I'm gonna use that knife on you, he said. So
the darkness and anger continued to build up inside of Diaz, and he felt the only way to relieve it was through fighting.
I would get in random fights at school, like being dumb. I would come up to a random kid and just want to fight, you know. And it happened once. I went up to this random black kid, and I put my hands up, and then I got out of control. All of a sudden, we're on the ground hitting each other, throwing each other against the wall. And the neighborhood that we lived in, we called it the Low. Like, everyone referred to it as the Low because it was low income, low. So he was just standing there with his boys. He was just with these black guys, and just standing there. And I just came up, you know, like I didn't know it was him. Like I just came up and like started talking to the guys, and then he's like holding something here. He picks up his shirt and he had a gun. He was saying how like this kid tried me at school, this and that. He's like, he doesn't even know me. He was just like going off, you know. And then I got scared. I'm not gonna lie, because he has a gun. I don't have anything. And then my friend Joe, he's like they really respected him because like because he was a good fighter, and he just like talked to him and calmed him down, and then the guy just left, and you know. So lucky that it didn't escalate to anything more than that, and really thankful. I guess I wasn't really afraid of dying, I guess, because I didn't really think about the consequences much. I just did things and moved on. So, and that's just part of me not like really knowing what, you know, who I am, and like you know, just going and doing whatever I want. So
Diaz's mom and stepdad split up not long after that, and Diaz and his family ended up moving to Iowa to live with his uncle. But Diaz once again didn't get along with the dominant male of the household.
You could feel it, you know, in your heart. Like I could feel how dark it was in there. I was tired of hearing him boss my mom around, you know.
And one day, Diaz lost it.
Just didn't want to live there anymore. And then me and him just started fighting more and more because I just didn't like the way he treated us. And we started arguing. I grabbed my phone and I threw it against the wall. I took off my shirt and I was ready to fight, man. Something took over me. I don't know what it was. It was just, I was so mad. I was shaking. I was like, all right, fight me right now. And then I put my hands up and he's like, I'm not gonna fight you. And then I was like, fight me. And I was so mad. I kept banging my chest, fight me. And then he would not fight me, so I got mad. I opened the door and I ran out. I ran out of the front door and then went into the little garage we have. And then I was just crying and crying and crying and crying. And then I fell to my knees and I was just like, why can't you just give me money, Lord? I can help them and this and that. And then just crying to God. And then some peace came to me. And then cried and I just put my head down and I cried on the ground and didn't even feel the cold. I just didn't stop crying.
The pain was hard and the tears were many, but a blessing was right around the corner. At school, PE teacher Corey Peters approached Diaz about coming to a Fellowship of Christian Athletes meeting, and that's where everything started to change.
I was really lost. I didn't know God. I was just doing the dumbest thing ever. My heart was really dark at that time. I was just a wanderer, you know. My eyes were blind. I didn't know what was right, what was wrong. I just followed the crowd and then whatever. Really dark place at that time.
I could see that Adrian was in a tough spot. I mean, he's just kind of lost himself.
He's like, Adrian, come here. And I was like, I want you to talk to this guy. And I was like, and his name was Dave.
And so I said, hey, Dave, why don't you go tell Adrian about Jesus and how to accept it.
He's the one that showed me the prayer in the FCA book. He's like, hey, Adrian, have you ever accepted Christ into your heart? I was like, no, I haven't. I haven't done it, really. And he's like, well, here's a prayer, man, to accept Christ into your heart. And I was like, yeah, I want to. I wanted to do it.
And I think what Adrian was feeling was that he was found. He was somebody. He was God's child. He was Jesus's child, and Jesus,
And I was smiling at him. He said, there's a party going up in heaven, Adrian. It says in the Bible that the angels are rejoicing in heaven because you became part of the family, of God's family. I got up, I stood up, and I felt light. I just felt so different. It's like I was on clouds. Everything was I looked around. I kept looking around. I was like, what is going on? Everything just seemed like so much in depth and so clear. It was just so good. It was the best feeling in the world. Better than any high, than getting messed up. It was so good. It was the best feeling. That's when I accepted Christ. That's when everything, my whole perspective and how I wanted to be successful changed. What I wanted to do changed. So that's when my life turned around, when I accepted Christ.
Now a junior in high school, Diaz is a starter on the football team, goes out to the streets every week to give back to the less fortunate, and sees himself going back to Honduras to share his story in order to inspire others.
Just happy to be here, meeting these great people. So I'm just really blessed because my life has just been one thing to another, and somehow it always becomes better and better. So there's this drive inside of me that wants to be successful. I don't know what it is, but there is something inside of me that I know I have to be successful, and the part of it is God reminding me that I can do it. I want to be something. I really want to do something, and I'm just gonna keep my head up and keep trying to do better.
Well, that's a wrap for number 63. We hope you enjoyed it and invite you to explore more stories, photos, and podcasts from CFHS journalism students on our website. This last semester brought a big change to the broadcast class as we lost Caleb Bankman, Troy Bronner, Hunter Hesselman, Alec Larson, and Colton Peterson to early graduation and semester changes. We're going to miss you guys and wish you well on making your own stories in your lives ahead. For you and for all, we hope to see you next week right here. Keep it classy, CF.